Good evening. Sometimes you will never know the value of a moment until it becomes a memory. Welcome to BMC News Live in English, brought to you by Al Hilal Hospital and Medical Centers. I am Vinod Narayanan, joining you with the daily news updates. Today's headlines. First case of Omicron variant detected in Bahrain today. Joint communique by the Kingdom of Bahrain and the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. LMRA conducted inspection campaign in Northern Governorate. Global shortage of nurses set to grow as pandemic enters third year. News in detail. First case of Omicron variant detected in Bahrain today. The Ministry of Health has announced that a case of the Omicron variant has been detected in Bahrain in an individual arrived in the kingdom from abroad. The ministry stated that all necessary mitigation protocols and precautions have been taken, including the isolation and precautionary quarantine of the active case. The ministry noted that the case did not have any local contact and was in isolation upon arrival. In line with the directives of the Cabinet and the Government Executive Committee, the Ministry affirmed that it will continue to monitor the global situation and will take all necessary measures to protect public health. The Ministry of Health stressed the importance of adhering to all precautionary health measures issued by the National Medical Task Force for combating the coronavirus and urged all to get vaccinated and receive a booster shot. Joint communique by the Kingdom of Bahrain and the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, in line with the deep-rooted and historic ties that untie both the leadership and citizens of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and the Kingdom of Bahrain, following recent joint efforts to further bolster strategic cooperation and integration across several fields. An official session of talks were held between His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa and His Royal Highness Prince Mohammed bin Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud, the Crown Prince, Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Defense of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, in the presence of His Royal Highness Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa, the Crown Prince and Prime Minister of Bahrain. The Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and the Kingdom of Bahrain's long-standing partnership and ways to further develop cooperation across various industries and sectors for the enhancement of the two countries and their citizens were discussed. Bahrain had decided to grant Saudi Arabia sovereignty over subscriber data held by Saudi companies in cloud computing centers based in Bahrain. Bahrain will also allow Saudi Arabia a partnership in the International Sea Air Cargo Service Center in Bahrain. Besides, the kingdom will allow Saudi companies based in Bahrain to apply for operator accreditation and a range of user privileges. The deals were part of multiple memorandum of understandings and agreements signed by Bahraini and Saudi authorities yesterday, following talks between His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa, His Royal Highness Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa, the Crown Prince and Prime Minister of Bahrain, and His Royal Highness Prince Mohammed bin Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud, the Crown Prince, Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Defense of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Pope Francis thanked His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa in a letter on the inauguration of the Cathedral of Our Lady of Arabia in Bahrain. Prefect of the Congregation for the Evangelization of People in the Vatican, Cardinal Luis Antonio Tagle, handed over to His Majesty the King the written message by His Holiness Pope Francis at the Al Safaria Palace. Pope Francis praised His Majesty the King's interest in strengthening relations among different religions and cultures. His Majesty requested Cardinal Tagle to convey his greetings to the Supreme Pontiff. National exercise to fight oil spills begins. The national exercise to fight oil spills was launched today and will continue until December 12, organized by the National Disaster Management Committee in partnership with the Supreme Council for Environment. The event is part of the directives of the Civil Defense Council led by the Interior Minister. The drill scenario is an oil leak from a pipe at the harbor of Babco. It aims to evaluate the readiness of the concerned interior ministries, directorates and emergency services organizations in tackling the issue, along with the promotion of health and safety measures. The exercise is a continuation of the previous one that focused on oil pollution and evaluating capabilities in protecting coastlines. Study says a drug used in Bahrain to treat COVID-19 is effective against all mutations of the Omicron variant. a major drug being used in Bahrain to treat COVID-19, is effective against all mutations of the Omicron variant, according to a new study. Sotrovimab, developed by UK's GlaxoSmithKline and US firm Vir Biotechnology, also reduces the chances of hospitalization and deaths in patients with mild to moderate COVID-19 symptoms by 79%, the in-house trial by GSK revealed. Today's COVID updates. COVID updates brought to you by Al Hilal Hospital and Medical Centers. LMRA conducted inspection campaign in Northern Governorate. Bahrain's Labour Market Regulatory Authority conducted an inspection campaign in the Northern Governorate in cooperation with the Nationality Passports and Residence Affairs at the Ministry of Interior and the Northern Governorate. The campaign, which covered several work sites, resulted in spotting a number of violations related to the provisions of the Labour Market Regulatory Authority law and the Residence law in the Kingdom of Bahrain, and the arrest of a number of workers violating regulations and laws, noting that deportation procedures were taken in accordance with the legal mechanisms in place. Now we will be back after a very short break. Welcome back. Kuwaiti Emir received Saudi Crown Prince. Kuwaiti Emir, His Highness Sheikh Nawaf Al Ahmed Al Jaber Al Sabah, today received Saudi Crown Prince, Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Defense, His Royal Highness Prince Mohammed bin Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud, in the presence of Crown Prince, His Highness Sheikh Mishal Al Ahmed Al Jaber Al Sabah. Dubai and Abu Dhabi among 10 most attractive cities for digital talent. Dubai and Abu Dhabi moved to 6th and 9th places, respectively, in the list of the 10 most attractive cities for digital talent in the world. Dubai advances 6 places, Abu Dhabi 9 places, while London retained the lead, and Singapore advanced strongly to take 2nd place. Dubai becomes first paperless country in the world. The Emirate of Dubai has achieved its objectives of the Dubai Paperless Strategy, launched in 2018 to establish itself as a leading digital capital and become the world's first paperless government. Sheikh Hamdan bin Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, Crown Prince of South Dubai and Chairman of the Executive Council of Dubai, announced Saturday. Global shortage of nurses set to grow as pandemic enters 3rd year. The number of nurses around the world are falling further just as the Omicron coronavirus spreads, and there is also an imbalance as Western countries step up recruitment of healthcare workers from African and other poorer countries, the International Council for Nurses said on Friday. UN agency recorded the highest rate of migrant deaths in 2021. The International Organization for Migration has said that over 4,470 migrants have died in 2021 on their way across borders, exceeding last year's figures by more than 200. Despite repeated calls for concrete action to reduce the tragic loss of life during migration journeys worldwide every year, the death toll in 2021 has surpassed 4,470, the UN-affiliated agency said in a statement on Friday. Omicron is milder than Delta. South African doctors see signs. As the Omicron variant sweeps through South Africa, Dr. Inpen Pillay is seeing dozens of sick patients a day, yet he hasn't had to send anyone to the hospital. That's one of the reasons why he, along with other doctors and medical experts, suspect that the Omicron variant really is causing milder COVID-19 than Delta, even if it seems to be spreading faster, the Associated Press reported. The World Bank approved to release $280 million for Afghanistan. The World Bank donors on Friday approved to release $280 million for Afghanistan to release humanitarian issues. The Afghanistan Reconstruction Trust Fund donors agreed to provide $280 million to UNICEF and the World Food Programme by the end of December, the World Bank stated in a press conference. With that, we come to the end of today's news. Stay tuned for daily news updates in BMC News Live English at 7:30 p.m. every day. I am Vinod Narayanan signing off from BMC News Live. Good night.